Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk to you about something that was weighing me down for a really long time, and something that's probably weighing you down but you don't realize it, and that is a social life. You see, when I moved away from America, I moved away from all of my friends, all of my family, anyone that I had ever known. And naturally, over the course of a month or two, I had noticed that there's no way I could maintain all these relationships. But most of these people that I refer to as relationships were really just people that I came across in various seasons of my life. We don't necessarily talk anymore, and we don't necessarily have a relationship. And I always felt like I need to maintain this. I can't just lose these people completely. But it'll happen, and that's fine, because we're all a part of the bigger collective. We're all a part of the collective consciousness. And the people that you're afraid of losing, that you don't even really talk to, you shouldn't be afraid, because they'll be okay. If they really wanted to talk to you, they'd be talking to you right now. And it's not personal, it's just they might be in a different season, a different stage, a different location. There's no need to maintain it, because they're going to get their social life. They're going to do what they need to do. If they ever want to reach out to you, they'll reach out to you on social media. And that's what I had realized, because about 4 or 5 months into living away from the U.S. in Colombia, I decided to change my phone number and get rid of my U.S. phone number and get a Colombian phone number instead. And that means that 99% of my contacts were not going to have my number anymore. And if someone really, really wants to talk to me, they could reach me on social media. Well, that was a big, big step for me, and very scary, because it meant I was walking away from all of the past relationships, past life that I had known. But I did it, and I came to find that very, very few people ever reached out to me on social media. And I don't worry about those people. They're fine, as far as I know. Like, they have their life, and there's nothing I could do to change it anyways. So don't feel like you need to feel obligated to maintaining all of your relationships. And that even goes with your immediate relationships with your friends. Because I'm a social person. I'm a likable person. I'm interesting. And naturally, I made friends as I traveled in different places and living here in Medellin. I built up a pretty big circle of acquaintances and friends. Really interesting people that changed my paradigm in a lot of ways, that we shared a lot of great ideas, stories of other people that had lived in various places all over the world, done interesting things. Like, you will notice that if you live an international lifestyle, if you're meeting other people that are international, everybody's got a story. Everybody's really interesting. And it's like this unspoken code. It's like, you did it, bro. Nice. I respect that. I know what you went through. But as I built up this circle of acquaintances and friends, like I enjoyed spending time with them. But it got to the point where it felt like every week, once, twice, 3 times a week, I need to see these people for the sake of maintaining these relationships. And of course it's healthy to have nights with the boys and go getting dinner and schedule out your social life. But as I'm someone who likes to work on myself, work out, build my businesses, I had realized that I don't need to schedule out this time. And when I was going out with the guys, maybe I felt like part of the time I was enjoying myself, but then maybe it just went too long, or I felt like I just shouldn't have been there in the first place. I stayed because of obligation. I stayed because it felt like I needed to nurse out these relationships. But it dawned upon me first, when I was living in the jungle and I went away, was number one, there's no way I could maintain all of these relationships. And number two, I don't need to. If someone wants to reach out to me, they can. And here's one thing about the difference between male and female relationships. When I'm with women, I need to physically touch my women in order to maintain the relationship, right? Like, I'm not going to have a long distance relationship. I'm not going to have really necessarily a friendship with a woman. So I need to see her. Okay, great. So I'll see her, and I enjoy that. So I'll happily do that. But with my guy friends, the only real reason in my mind to have friends is because you want to expand your consciousness, you want to hear about their experiences, you want to get their ideas, you want to get some tips, and you're going to share that bond. But if you're, in my opinion, if you're hanging out with guys just for the sake of hanging out with guys and there's no actual reason to doing it as far as leveling up and getting a paradigm shift, I don't know what the point is. I really don't. Like, for guys that are going to go paintballing just for the sake of going paintballing, like, what a waste of time. I'm not focused on fun. I'm focused on leveling up, right? So, number one, if that's you, it's probably not in alignment with becoming the best version of yourself. If you want to do that, then great. But it's probably not in complete alignment if you're wanting to be the fullest expression of yourself. But for my male buddies, I could call, text them, no problem. Like, we don't need to physically see each other. And that right there eliminates a lot of obligation, time out of my calendar, and feeling like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be burdened down. I have Tuesday free, and if I want to talk to John, I'll talk to John. And that's how it goes.